really interesting. Looks like we've kind of got a floating base there on the outside, and this map is really cool. I really like the visuals, actually, of this map. Looks really nice, but I will let Sprawl introduce the players.
Yeah, so in our left corner here, we have the British Columbia player. It is our Pink Terran TQ WannaBe. And in the top right, we have rSSinatra. He will be our Protoss player from Alberta. Let's see what happens in this epic game.
Now, if we can look, James, if we look actually at the Nexus right now, it does that not look like the Alliance symbol from World of Warcraft?
I believe that comes with. I bet it's from like a or some sort of collector's edition from WoW or something like that. That is definitely the Alliance symbol. So, not that I play World of Warcraft or anything.
No,
like
never.
That. I would never do that in my life.
I never raided free VC for hours every night.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't dedicate my high school life to World of Warcraft. Who would do that? Anyhow, getting back to StarCraft here. We do see, yeah, I love this map just because of like this little bullseye underneath each base, and then underneath the gases as well. It's just screaming, "Mine me, mine me." They look like epic gas mines there for sure.
Yeah, definitely signaling where you want to be getting your stuff from. This map is pretty cool. Really, you can have dynamic engagements due to that watchtower. TQ WannaBe saying, "I hate this map as much as my life." Oh, TQ WannaBe, a little sad. Lost Godicon to a lowly Masters player. And
sick burn by Sinatra.
Sinatra, you know what? I gotta give him props. I like that name. That's kind of an old school gangster name. I like that a lot. From the team RS, WannaBe, of course, from the team Think Quick. And looks like a pretty standard build right now from our Terran. Getting his gas a little bit later, but that doesn't signify too much. That's actually getting more popular these days. We see a probe trying to do a little bit of harassment, but TQ WannaBe loves to start that supply depot and then run away before it's actually finished just to complete his wall off.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well deny that scout. Like, if you can, then why not? Then you really are confused at what your opponent's doing. You could be going for a Cloak Banshee, you could just be expanding right behind that wall, you could be doing a lot of things there. We do see the Cyber Core about halfway done for Sinatra, and yeah, WannaBe just finishing up his orbital and getting his first Marine out.
Yeah, exactly. Decently standard build. We're going to have to see when the expansions go down for these players. Although TQ WannaBe is known as being kind of creative, aggressive. He does like Hellions in his early play. Looks like he is getting a factory right now. Are we going to see a reactor once he gets up to the 50 gas? We see 44 gas, 48 gas, and 50 gas. Will we see a reactor going down and picking up the racks, moving it over? There we go. So he is going to do some reactor pressure right now as the Nexus is going down for Sinatra.
Yeah, this is actually what we were seeing a lot from him in that best of 7 against VVV Ninja at Godicon last weekend. And yeah, he loved to go for this Hellion play, but basically, that was a little bit uncalled for. But anyhow, yeah, he does like to go for this play, and if he can get away with it, he can do a lot of good. But yeah, it kind of worked out about 50-50, I think, at the best of 7. Then he went. He ended up losing by 1 game there. It came down to the game 7. That was pretty epic, if you guys didn't see that.
If you want to see something funny, if you're friends with TQ WannaBe on Facebook, go and hit C translation on all of his posts. And Google Translate sucks. Well, I think it's actually Bing Translate or whatever they use, and it comes up with some hilarious things. It's good for a laugh. But we see 2 more gateways going down, warp gates going on, and TQ WannaBe really talking a lot right now. Needs to focus on his game, wants to get his team to 5-1. He did lose that best of 7. Did go to game 7, though. You got to throw that in there. But he did lose the best of 7, getting out of Starport right now and continuing to chat around and getting a medevac out. So we might be seeing some Hellion drops into some maps, and it looks like Sinatra's done his homework.
I think WannaBe right now is just like, damn it! How did he know? He's actually going for exactly that. But yeah, very standard play, the 1 gate expand out of Sinatra. Very safe in this position. He's just going to come across the map and see that there is indeed just a small group of Marines, couple of Hellions, and he's going to push up here with some Stalkers and just kind of hold WannaBe in his base a little bit. But all those Marines are actually getting picked up, and Yeah, they're going to engage, actually. A little bit of a close engagement. Good Stalker micro here. I'm a little bit scared for that one at the very back. Wow, that flame just reaches so far and just generally tickled down that Stalker.
Yeah.
If flames could tickle, I don't know.
Stalkers don't take too much damage to that fire. They did get all their FR resistance. That's another World of Warcraft reference. Wow. We see the Mariners. There's not enough here. Actually, the Stalkers are going to be able to do a lot of damage as Tiki WannaBe is going for a big attack right now. Looks like he's moving into the natural with his Hellions, actually running up into the main base, but only 2 left. As these Stalkers are going to be able to clean this up. They need to stop and shoot, but these Stalkers at the front of the base are doing tons of damage right now. Thank you, Adrian, for letting us know. Really, there's tons of Stalkers right here. Tiki WannaBe could be in some trouble, but I've seen him pull off even more clutch maneuvers.
Yeah, he's going to have to pull SCVs here. Yeah, he's in a decent amount of trouble. I don't think those Hellions did anything inside of the base of Sinatra there. Actually, no, it does look like he whittled down just a few workers. Oh, he actually killed 3, so not exactly what you want from a couple of Hellions. You'd expect a little bit more from that, but we do see 2 command centers coming down by WannaBe, so he realizes that he's in a bit of a bad position, and he's going to have to get ahead by dropping 2 expansions.
He was supply blocked there due to the Stalkers, and as you were saying, add-ons were disappearing, those Stalkers making themselves very useful. It looks like Tiki WannaBe is going to do another drop. He's trying to make up this difference. He is behind by a little bit in the supply count, almost 20 actually.
Yeah, exactly. He definitely needs to do some sort of drop play to try and claw his way back in here. It's not like he's completely out of the game, but he's definitely not in the position he would like to be in. He would have liked to get a lot more damage done with those Hellions, but now he's going to have to sacrifice the rest of his army and just try here. He does see the drop kind of coming down the corner of his eye, and he's going to back up those Stalkers, probably warp in, and good job transferring those probes. Going to lose only the ones that are on gas here, sending the Stalkers up, and very little damage done other than mining time lost by Sinatra.
He did pick off a couple workers, but like you said, not much damage there. Only lost a Marine, though, and it looks like the Stalkers are moving out. I actually thought they were farther on the map when I saw them there. I was thinking about the other group, but good placement by Sinatra with his Stalkers. He's playing very well right now. He wants to bring Alberta up to 2 wins, and looks like he could have a good chance to do that. He is playing very, very well.
Epic SCV just runs past all those Stalkers. He's like, peace, guys, you are not getting a piece of this. And, yeah, he's going to be able to get, I don't know what he's going to scout, possibly that 3rd there. I'm not really sure. But
he's actually just fighting at the watchtower with the SCV right now.
Oh.
Seems like he's chasing another group, and chasing the probe will run into a bunch of Stalkers. That's not what he wanted. But there was a drop. There we go. Now we see it. Drop moving awkwardly across the map. Might be going to that 3rd. I'm not sure if Tiki WannaBe actually knows the 3rd is there. We'll see. He doesn't, but he's going to find out any second.
Yeah, exactly, and hopefully he can force a cancel here because he is stuck in his own base right now. He wants to force Sinatra to come back, move his army all the way back, and then he can basically drop his 2 expansions. But until then, there's just way too much stuff there, and he actually has his SCVs pulled right now, just waiting for that army to attack. But now he does indeed see that that army is gone. The SCV is actually still just idling. I'd like to see him put those on minerals, but that is okay. And he is going to force a cancel on his 3rd, most likely. Yeah, definitely going to cancel there and pick up and possibly move to the natural.
Protoss player Sinatra actually supply blocked by a little bit, getting out of it there. Tiki WannaBe looks like he wanted to go for another drop, saw those Stalkers and moved out. But like you said, attacking that 3rd forced Sinatra to move back, allowing Tiki WannaBe to move out. But it looks like that 2nd command center is going to be spotted right here. And I was going to say Sinatra looked like he was actually going to go for it, but it doesn't look like he's going to go for it anymore. Although I think he could just force field that bunker, and he could push in right now and do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think if he just warped in like even just 1 cycle of maybe Zealots, he could probably just break that. But just taking the safer route here, he does see that the SCVs are preemptively pulled, and he's just going to kind of sit right outside there and make them lose even more mining time. But he is going to run back to his base. He's getting Colossus right now. He actually just dropped 2 Stargates, so wonder what he's going to go for here. Maybe into Mass Void Ray or carry. I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he gets out. That 3rd does land for Tiki WannaBe, but now there's a 30 supply difference. Sinatra, our player representing Alberta, doing very well right now as far as supply goes, but not doing the best job at managing his money. Does have a lot of workers, which is good, but he is floating about 1,300 right now, which is not really what you want. He's actually dropping a third base in a different location right now, but Tiki Wannabe's going to scout that. So Tiki Wannabe getting pretty lucky with his scouts. Luckier skill. It's not always apparent. Maybe he just moved those medevacs into the right position at the right time. We see the factory just kind of floating out there for a scout.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually going to double expand here. So good position for Sinatra because he knows that there's not going to be any pressure anytime soon. Concussive shell and combat shields coming out for WannaBe here. Pumping out 3 SCVs at a time. We see a Forge coming down, and actually Phoenixes are what we're going to see from Sinatra. Maybe just to pick up, I don't know. I don't really know what he's going to pick up.
Could do some worker harass?
Yeah, this is true. This is true, definitely. That'll basically keep him more ahead. But yeah, I'm interested to see what he does. Maybe just a snipe medivacs? I don't know. Or even, yeah, even against Vikings, I guess. Vikings obviously countering those Colossus pretty well, so once those actually come out, if he can keep a higher Phoenix count than the Vikings, he can keep that air control.
Yeah, exactly. Level 2 weapons coming out, and level 2 armor just started actually right now. Another drop by Tiki Wannabe, sniping a worker. Gonna go for the pylon. 3 Zealots warping in, although there is a Marauder in this group, so he's gonna be able to shoot and scoot without really taking any damage, but that allows enough time for the Protoss ball to get back here. The Colossus running in saying, hey, I can get up the cliff and get you. Oh, you loaded up and ran away. Too bad I
headbutt it.
My head is in the sky, but unfortunately I can't shoot straight forward. Can only shoot downwards. So looking at the supply count, our Protoss player Sinatra ahead by 30 right now. That is a pretty commanding lead.
Yeah, exactly. We see 1-1 is down to the bio ball of WannaBe here, and just curious, what is Sinatra's upgrades right now? If we could just click a ground unit, he actually has nothing.
Whoa.
So pretty late in the game to have no upgrades, especially the position he's in. He's pretty far ahead. I would have expected him to, yeah, go with that. But we do see 3 starports are going to be done here shortly. Well, 2 that are just constructed now, 1 that was already done. Just to pump out all those Vikings. I'm assuming he saw those Phoenixes. And yeah, wow. Could he intercept here? No, he does not intercept that drop. That would have been huge, losing 2 full drop ships at this stage in the game. But he is going to go in there and do a lot of work for Brass in the main. And WannaBe is not going to be very happy about this.
Killing a lot of workers. He's already behind on workers. Stimming in here, but the Phoenix are very, very quick. Usually you see Mutalisk harassment in this style, and the Phoenix are actually significantly faster than the Mutalisk, so able to move around and shoot and get out of here. But it looks like he's actually just going to kill all these Vikings right now. It's going to make this Colossus so much more effective, but there is a drop in the main about to go down right now if he indeed drops it. There we go, Tiki Wannabe grabbing those units. The Phoenix are actually running back here, might try to help in stopping this drop. We see 3 Zealots go down before getting a single swipe. The 4th one gets 1 swipe up, actually targeting the Stargate right now. Looks like he's going to get 1, but he can't really pick up and fly away right now because the Phoenix will just snipe him, so he's forced to stay and fight, and the food count is now at a 40 difference.
Yeah, exactly. He does get 1 of those Stargates down, but not exactly the damage that he wanted to do there. He obviously wanted to do a lot more, but yeah, it's looking like Sinatra has this game pretty under control. Like with these Phoenix play, he can't really do a lot of drops unless he wants to risk just losing full medivacs. And with Vikings, he just needs way more Vikings if he wants to have air control, and at the point that this game is in, it's just a lot easier for Sinatra to keep on pumping out those double Phoenixes rather than all those Vikings coming out from WannaBe.
One thing I would like to point out, the Terran is on 3 base. He is definitely behind us, 171 to 110. But if he's allowed to max out, he is ahead on upgrades. He does have 2-2 for those bio units. And the Protoss player only has 1 weapons right now and is not actually researching anything. If Tiki Wannabe starts researching that 3-3 anytime soon, that could really be a landslide. He's also getting +1 weapons for his Vikings and continuing to produce Vikings. Maybe he went a little too heavy, possibly could have cut 1 starport, although definitely can use that later in the game. He is on the 3 bases, like I was said, but Sprawl, there's a Dark Shrine.
There is indeed, and that's always good in the late game for the map. Just because you have forced on the map, CMs that you'd rather be doing, especially considering he's behind, but I think he is going to snipe that 5th there. Yeah, he is, before that army actually shows up, wow. So that is definitely good, but it's still not exactly what he needed. He's still running off 4 bases in Sinatra, but that is all, like, it's what he should be doing here is WannaBe.
I really like that Phoenix play. We're seeing more and more Phoenix in the GSL I was talking about earlier. versus Zerg, and these Phoenix are flying around doing some worker harassment, but they're also forcing the drops to stay where they are. They're forcing the drops to stay and fight, because if they pick up, they're just going to get immediately sniped and lose everything. So it's forcing them to stay on the ground and commit all of those units